I know it's only day one of training camp, but was there anyone out there that you saw or anything in particular that you saw that excites you about this team?
Hunter Bailey, I guess. I saw him like, oh, it's that time of year again. But it's it's good to be running routes, cleats on, helmet on, just kind of catching footballs again. I didn't sleep at all. I was excited. It was fun to be back out.
Welcome back to the Highway 49 podcast. We are back with episode 114 of the pod. Today, got a special guest on, Sean Brown. Sean, man, appreciate you taking the time to come on.
Of course, it's an honor. It's awesome.
Yes, sir. Before we kick off every show, we generally hit the best thing we've seen this week. So, Hannah, talk to us. What's the best thing you've seen?
Well, I can tell you what it's not. It's not the Panthers preseason so far. But regardless of that, this past weekend I was in Cary working for the North Carolina Courage, and obviously back to school for kids, college students, everybody. And so they had SpongeBob night for all the kids. So I got to host SpongeBob night, so it was super fun. They did a couple fun games on the field. We did some really cool like SpongeBob themed stuff, but it was a lot of fun. Good to see the fans interacting, sold out crowd in Cary. So it was just super cool to be there and happy to work. So Sean, what about you? What is the best thing that you have seen so far this week?
I was going to bring up the Panthers too because I'm pumped about what we're looking like as well. But I would just say I was in fall camp throughout the past couple of weeks, so it's good to see all the guys clicking and being together with the team again. It's just awesome to be back. So it's kind of plain, but it's good to be back playing football.
Yeah, fair enough, man. That training camp schedule's been no joke.
Yep. Got camp brain. Excuse me if I'm stuttering.
All good, man. Hannah, back to SpongeBob, the PT place I've been going to for my shoulder. Sean, I tore my labrum a few months back. They played every episode of SpongeBob, all however many seasons, just in a row. So like every time I'd be in, it's a new one, and they finally finished. And I must say, I'm so happy. Like there's just after a few seasons of SpongeBob, it's like, okay, man, we gotta keep it moving.
That's a good way of getting through treatment. That's smart.
Yeah.
SpongeBob, perfect.
But best thing I've seen, I went to Montana this past week, caught up with my brother. He's stationed out there, and yeah, headed to Phoenix tomorrow. So got a lot of travel and then home for football season. So excited for that. But Sean, man, I want to get to it, man. We wanted you on this pod for a while. Glad we finally got you. And this caught me off guard. So at Media Day, I guess about a week ago, 2 weeks ago, I was asking players who the fastest guy on the team was, and multiple people brought your name up. And I'm not gonna lie, it caught me off guard, man. Are you moving like that nowadays?
Wait, why? Why did that? I think it's my stride, honestly. I've been working on it for a while now. Kind of at Marvin Ridge, you'll notice there's like a huge hill. I'm sure Coach Carter, if he's watching this, will know exactly what hill I'm talking about. But I would work on it all the time, and it made me really reach. And I look like a deer when I'm running. I got a really big stride. I would say the longer the distance, the more. Seth Franklin, I know is quick between like 5 and 10. I usually try racing him for warm-ups in the beginning. He's got a quick first step. I got a longer step, so I get a little. He's short or whatever, but I take pride in that. I'll take it.
Definitely, man.
No, Sean, we've had Chris Reynolds on this podcast a ton throughout the years, and he told us a story about working out with you during an off season before you joined the team. But just talk to us about that and what your journey was like ending up at Charlotte.
I'm super thankful for Chris. I knew about him before he knew about me. I just as a college football fan, I knew about him. So his quarterback trainer is Anthony Boone. He's the one that really got me into football a bit more seriously, I think, because 7-on-7 was a lot it was really fun for me. It was it's not what it is now. Like everyone's doing 7-on-7 now. I was kind of like are you doing 7-on-7? I don't know. It was kind of like a risk back then. Like, I don't know, I have lacrosse or like some other other sports during the spring. So people were kind of hesitant. So I took the risk. Sam Howell was the quarterback. So that was really fun catching balls for him. He broke my finger as well. index finger. That's why recruiting was a little bit tough. But
Dang.
it's always good to be like, yeah, Sam Howell broke my finger. So that
So
NFL quarterback.
flex.
So that's an awesome flex whenever someone's like, what happened to your finger? Got a little scar there. But Boone kind of set me. I know he set me up because he texts me whenever he needs hands, and I got a lot of free time just being a student. So I'll be like, yeah, I'll come over, catch some footballs. And he said, the Charlotte quarterback's here, so you better better not drop any today. And I was like, oh, come on, it's a regular day. Had a good day. Chris kind of pulled me over. It was kind of. It sounds weird, but it was kind of like he was third wheeling a bit. He's kind of like, hey, Chris, you talked to Sean yet? Like I was like looking like a little pretty girl
Standing
I'm like,
across the bar, like,
look
yeah.
at me, look at me. So that worked. The next day, I was running routes for Boone again. And I got a text from Mark Carney, or not text, but a DM from Mark Carney and Coach Parks, which I'm still thankful for. They gave me an opportunity and they come on down. I brought my cleats and gloves, thinking I was going to have to have a try of my life. And they're like, no, you're a walk on. You're on the team. I'm like, oh, is that easy?
Solid.
All
Yeah.
right. So it was a great day that day. I remember it. So yeah, that's kind of how it started. I'm super grateful for Chris. I still talk. I remember I hugged him that JMU game. It was like my first start, and he was super proud of me, even though it wasn't the score we wanted. But I remember hugging him that game. Shelby got a picture of me hugging him, so I sent it to him. We still have that picture.
Okay.
That's awesome. And what a career you've had so far ever since that moment. And you made the decision to stay in college for one final season. What was the process like, waiting for the waiver, and what made you want to stay?
Oh, it was weird because I thought last year was my last year. So I get a degree like this semester. So I never really expected that. That's why I keep like, wow, I got another chance. My brother, shout out Sawyer if you're listening to this. He's playing a linebacker for Marvin Ridge. If there's any recruits out there, of course, and pumped for his football season. But he's like, dude, I don't think you. I think you might have a redshirt year. We always kind of talked about it, like I might have one because he, of course, knows my background and my story. He's like, you might have one. I kind of brought it up to the old staff, and they're like, yeah, you might. You probably won't get it. They weren't very like, nah, you're probably not going to get it. So December, I reached out for it. I think May is really when we started to really push it down the NCAA's throat, which it was kind of scary at the time because I didn't know where I was going or what I was doing. I'm like, thankfully, of course, Charlotte's like, we'll pay for school. You can go work out with the team, which of course, I'm super thankful for Albin for letting me do that because, of course, I could have just been I guess, a prospect at that point. He could have just said, screw you, go figure it out. Sorry if that was inappropriate, but he could have done that. So I'm super thankful for them. Honestly, it sucked because I was doing spring practice and then I figured out a day before me and my mom decided, let's just stick with college football for now. Let's not worry about pro day. Let's take it one day at a time. Right now you're a college football player. Pro day, comes along and it's there. And I got a call from Mr. Reagan and my parents. We all kind of met together and we're like, we think you should do pro day tomorrow. So I'm like, okay, went to Dick's, got some Nikes on, which was probably not a good idea. I wanted just longer cleats for the 40, which I slipped a bit. I still cringe thinking about it. It was, there's some good things about it, considering like everyone's like, dude, it wasn't bad for like, it was kind of like you just went out there and winged it. But I got a 4.65, which is cringy to say 40 wise, but with no training or start, like the start was very huge and my start was miserable until I got my stride going. So it's not bad for no training, but I still cringe thinking about it. I'm excited. I have a plan ready this year, just ready to go. So I'm excited to learn from my mistakes from that. But after I did get the news in May, of course, it was like after my birthday, it was like, oh, okay, no, like it's a huge release. Like I get to sounds corny, like dream a little bit at night. Like, okay, I get to play college football. You can't really do that when you're like, am I playing next year? Am
Yeah.
I doing a workout for a team? I don't know what my future is. Kind of you're awake for a longer period of time for thinking about that. So definitely some nice nights of sleep when I got the news, and ever since then I'm like super grateful because I'm like, yeah, running sucks, but it's better than sitting in a cubicle from 9 to 5. So I'll take.
Yeah, man. No doubt. And I'd asked you back when camp first got underway. I mean, you went through the senior day stuff because, as you said, you thought that could be it. You go out with a 100-yard game. obviously get the win, the crazy win over UAB, two missed kicks at the end.
Awesome. It
And
was
I,
fun.
yeah, and I asked you why, and you said why not. But I am curious. You also said it was to break the mold of so many players leaving, just kind of the what college football is today. Will you elaborate on that, like just for the listeners of this pod?
Everyone's kind of money wise, and it's kind of nasty because I'm like an old school call. Like it sounds really like put the money in the McDonald's bag. Like you got to work for. I mean, that's how it used to go back. Nowadays, it's whoever has the biggest pockets, which is cool, of course. Like it's an I would say a reason I did come back. A little bit of financial security is a good reason for me coming back, but I don't think it's healthy just chasing a age. Um, a lot of coaches know how to sway kids with money, and I don't. Not saying that I've been. I'm not at Alabama, so I can tell you how it goes. But I just don't. I don't know. I don't like. That's why I don't really want to go into recruiting because I think it's like who has the biggest Twitter page or it's kind of. It's a culture thing. I'm an old school guy. Clearly, I'm the oldest. I'm one of the oldest on the team, I'd say. But that's kind of like how I grew up and how my parents kind of like that's how they were raised recruiting wise. They're like, you got to go work for it. Grandpa would, he was a Syracuse fan. You got to go work for it. You got to go take 12-hour car rides to people you want to see. That's how I recruited back in the day. So that's how I was raised. So that's why I always feel bad for like taking this extra year because I know those COVID kids from high school, of course, I kind of screw them over a little bit. But at the same time, I'm like, I see people with like 9 years eligibility. I'm like,
Yeah, dude.
there's only one life. I want to be able to milk it. I have a lot of great memories here, and I'm going to be able to create some. So I have a lot more merchandise to get to wear when I'm walking around campus in 20, 30 years. I'm going to have the Charlotte logo, whatever we got now with a big stadium. I can't wait to be in there and just be proud of what it used to be and how we built it.
Yeah, man.
True. And also just piggybacking off of that, being a veteran now, are there changes you think good or bad, or what can be changed to make it better for players, coaches, admin, etc.?
But I couldn't tell you. I just, it's a really gray area. I know for a lot of, I know coaches will say they're like, we don't even know the rules at this point. So I don't have any solutions. I just want to see kids succeed. Like a lot of people are kind of, it's just a tough scenario, college football these days. Like, of course, you see like the 5 stars succeeding, like the Jeremiah Smiths. What a wow! Like that kid's going to be awesome to see. But then there's the people that you don't know about, like the 4 or 5 stars that don't work out, and they have to go through life knowing this is how I messed up. And of course, after they're not performing on the field, they might not have the care and support they have if they were doing really good. So I don't know. I just genuine love. I guess coaches, please love your players. Like, be genuine. They're not just a player; they're a person. And yeah, I guess that's it.
Definitely, man. So really fast. So it's a movie reference I made on the last pod. We were talking about, I don't know if you ever seen the movie Crazy Stupid Love with Steve Carell, Ryan Gosling. If you haven't, go watch it.
Movie.
But the premise of the movie, Steve
I've
Carell's
seen
like the old, yeah, Steve Carell's like the older guy. Ryan Gosling's like the younger. I almost compared to like an OC, like the young up and comer, like offensive mind. Think like Sean McVay or someone like that early. And then you got like kind of the older OC. And I feel like you kind of went through that change a little bit. Mike Miller was kind of the younger guy coming up, coming through Clemson, Maryland, even Alabama. And now you've got someone, Todd Fitch. I don't want to call him an old head, but he's an older dude. He's been around. What's it been like that transition for you, learning Todd Fitch's scheme, and what are some of the differences and similarities you've seen so far?
I just love learning more football, like a different mind. It's a different perspective, just to see a different way of coaching. I mean, I've gone through 3. That's a pretty cool because I don't want to see him get fired, obviously. But not a lot of people say they can play for 3 OCs. I played through 4 receiver coaches, so I've got a lot of coaching, which I like because I've got a lot of eyes on me. There's a lot of different perspectives from the league, the CFL, any league, just anything. So I want to learn as much as I can until I'm done playing. Of course, I don't want to coach it, but pass it down one day, of course, at some
Yeah.
point.
And then obviously everyone wants to know who will start at quarterback? I think that's the biggest question moving into the season. I know you won't budge on it, but we are curious. Who do you have the best back shoulder chemistry with? We saw it some with Max Brown earlier on last season. Just give us your take on the quarterback situation.
See, this is why I pushed the podcast back. So I knew it was going to be a question, even with the Coach Fitch comment too. I was worried about that one, but I actually ran into Miller. Sorry to go back to he was at Charlotte Christian. My little brother was at a jamboree game. I saw Coach Miller, so it was kind of cool seeing him. I just thanked him. It was good seeing him too. But Fitch is really cool too because he's very one level, very like he'll coach you the same, but he'll love you the same. Like it's all the same tone. So that's really cool to see. But I will not budge on the quarterback comment. But I will say it's hard because I've seen they've all thrown pretty good balls to me. That's all I'm going to say. There's been plays where I'm like, oh, all right. Like I'll put that in the back of my head, but it's hard because then the next quarterback I don't even know who's throwing it to me until I see it in film. I'm like, oh, let me jot that down real quick. So it's fun to see. It's still ongoing, but of course I'm used to it.
Yeah.
Just with injuries and all too. So that's why, of course, even if we have a guy, like of course, even if they can perform great, but God forbid, there's wood behind me. I'm going to knock on. Excuse the Charlotte background noise, but well, get me back on track. What was that? Max Brown, Purdy. Like the Max Brown injury stinks because it was a tough turnaround for Max. I got so much respect for him. He had a thumb injury going into Navy. God forbid, going into Navy at number 25. That was a really tough scenario. So I got respect for all the quarterbacks I've played with. Let's see if I can. We got Chris Reynolds. Of course, though, that was easy. Bug.
Foster.
Bug. That's all I get.
Yeah.
Trex, Purdy, Max, Jalen Jones, Micah Bowens for a snap. Yeah. She's I dear to my heart, of course. And what you said about the Gardner-Webb game, I love. I agree. Trex Ivy is he's the GOAT, man. I love Trex. If he's listening to this, I love Trex. Hope you're doing good. So take it away. Sorry.
Nah. Yeah. When Trex told me he was stepping away from the game, I was sad. Yeah, he's a good dude, and he saved a lot of jobs that night in the Gardner-Webb. You don't have to say anything.
Love you, Trex. That's all I got.
We'll get back to this year's team, or I got a question before that, but receiver, you're going against DBs all the time, different. And in my mind, I think corners have to have the most irrational confidence because you get blown by, you get beat, you got to lock right back in. So I'm curious for you, who's the best DB you've played against in your time in college, period?
Ooh. I'm going to say it's definitely a practice player. It's a coin flip between Donnie and Cole for sure, which hopefully they're listening. I got you guys a few times, so if you're listening, but I love those battles because when I was running with the ones that last year, so it was awesome. They like either side, I'm gonna have to work because Donnie with the long arms, he kind of matches my arm length a bit, so that kind of okay, I'm gonna have to really get some more separation here. And Colt was the guy last year, I would say, was faster than me. That's the one I'm like, I can't say I'm fastest yet because Colt, I got to beat him consistently. And there were days where I would get him, he would get me. That guy has recovery speed. Like he's very technical, very sound. So he was like, it's hard. I'm gonna say between those two. And then in game, it sounds corny, but they kind of made it easier in game for me. Like I was like, well, it's not Donnie or Colt, so yeah, I can go up against whoever I was going against. Shout out to them because they made my job a lot easier into the games. So I'm excited to see where Culp's at JMU. I'm excited to see him, which is kind of weird.
Oh, I didn't know he landed there.
Week one last year, and then JMU, and then Donnie at Texas Tech. And I know Shelby. She's like, Texas Tech. Did you hear about how much money they have? And I'm like, yep, I'm so happy for Donnie. I'm excited.
He's doing all right.
Yeah. And he deserves it too because he worked his butt off, and that's somebody. I wanted to not outwork, but of course he was always one of the guys that was leading the DBs in conditioning. I'm like, I have to do that if I'm going to be Donnie of receivers, I guess. So shout out to
Definitely,
those two
man.
guys.
Yeah, Donnie was great. He's a great interview too. Good dude. To this year's team, man, who is someone in the DB room that gives you good work right now? Obviously, you guys have a ton of new faces in there, and we haven't got to see a ton of them. So, who's someone that Sean Brown gets good work from in practice?
Yeah, yeah. I heard it's harder for you to get into practices now, so that's
Yeah, man, they
funny.
won't let me in.
But
They kicked me out after
I would
six
say Ty.
periods, man.
That's why I'm like, can we let him in a little bit longer? I was trying to get out. He's like, got to keep the rules for everybody. So I'm shooting for you there, but Albin knows what he's doing. I'm gonna say, okay, you've won a lot of games in Ohio. Of course, that's why I go back to him. Like, he knows what he's doing. So that's what I
Yeah.
revert back to. So I'm like, okay, I believe in you. I put all my faith into you. So I keep doing it, and good things keep happening. Of course, I got that year, so I'm super thankful for him. But corners this year, Ty Baldwin, really love his game coming in. I want to say Ball State. Of course, he's a Niner now. That's all that matters. But I want to say he came from Ball State. Is that right?
Ooh, Hannah, you might
Okay,
know
okay.
that one. Yeah, I need to do my homework.
It's black and red. It's black and
Yeah.
red. That's all I got. Sorry, Ty, if you're listening to this. But he's been looking really good in camp. And then Clinky Dink.
Clink skills.
Clinksdale.
Yep.
Clinky Dink. So I love going up against him. And I see him every morning. I go in the tub. So kind of the hot and cold tub to kind of get my old man legs getting going. But I always see Clink in there too. And I love seeing Clink. And he's been doing a great job. He's kind of taking notes from Donnie and Culp. I've seen he's learned a lot from them, so it's kind of awesome to see what he's doing.
Now, does he go by that nickname or did you give him that?
It's definitely me. He always like kind of giggles. He's like, dude, I'm like clean. So yeah, it's that I wouldn't call him that. Only I can, I guess.
You
Fair.
got it, man. Another question, kind of looking back, man. So you got to Charlotte in 22, right? So you were there for Healy's last year.
Yes,
So you
21 as a student.
then
Yeah,
22 as football. Okay. So of your
yeah.
4 years playing at Charlotte, which team, or I guess 3 years, previous years, which team do you think was the best? And I like
Ooh,
on
yeah.
paper,
It's a
obviously
hard one.
last year won five, but I don't know that it was the best, so I'm curious.
I always want to like do like an ultimate team and combine all three of them.
Bro, we
Because
we are literally trying to
I
do that right now. Like, yeah.
And if you do send me and my brother like a link to that, because we would definitely be up till like 4 a.m. playing that. Not during the
Yep.
season, of course. But I want to like combine like 23 defense and the 24 offense, and then sprinkle a little bit of Grant Dubose, Victor Tucker, Elijah Spencer, Chris Reynolds. I'm trying to think of the defensive side. Tampa Bay Buccaneer, help me out, guys. I'm embarrassed.
Marquise Watts.
Keith Watts.
Marquise, of course. Maybe Marcus Robitaille, if he's listening in here. I know
Okay.
that's how I get into you guys. I remember Marcus like, yeah, I just got interviewed. I was like, by who? He's like, yeah, Hunter Bailey. I'm like, who? So that's kind of like my first introduction to you. So that was cool. Yeah, just a combination of all three. Say which one, but sprinkling all of them in there.
Interesting. We also got a question that I'm curious about from some of the viewers on the podcast wanting to know about whether this team was going to be more disciplined this year. I'm curious what's your take on that and what's different about this group under Coach Albin's leadership?
Well, if the viewers listen, I hope so too. I'm trying my best to, imply no penalties. Coach Albin's been doing a great job of just kind of forcing it. Like, guys, we cannot beat ourselves. They pulled up the history of Charlotte the past like 4 or 5 years. It doesn't matter what conference, what coaching staff. You don't win games with a lot of penalties and losing field position. We got to take care of the ball. We got to take the ball away. Those are huge things that Albin's doing a great job teaching, and I 100% agree with. Penalties are the worst. Feeling like, I mean, we have all been there. Like, it's third down watching a game, and like it's the most. I get it. It's even worse as a player. So I 100% agree, and I think Albin's the best person to come in and enforce that. And I think I would assume Mike Hill has the authority to hire. He had the authority to hire him, so he did a great job looking into that and knowing what we needed to fix, and he did a great job of fixing that answer, I guess.
Yeah, I don't think I'll ever forget the first game after Poggi. They moved on from him last year. You guys had no penalties, and I was like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
again, you
that.
don't got to say anything, but I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that too.
Uh, Scenario time here, man. Game on the line. What's your best route, and where do you want the ball placed?
I'm just gonna say fade. I was gonna ask like where are we at on the yard line, but when in doubt, just throw fade. You gotta make everything look like a fade anyways in my head. So fade ball doesn't. Of course, I would love 99 yarders. Uh,
Yeah.
the longer the better. But I love. I just running routes. I just love running around catching footballs. Even when it sounds weird, I like it when DBs are also on me too, in a way, kind of like making it harder for me. I'm like, all right, I like making it a little bit more difficult. The difficult ones are the ones that get you paid, as my one of my old coaches said. So I take that as a pride thing. Just catching in general, and um, I don't want to speak of that. I didn't on PFF. I didn't have a drop. I had more tackles and drop. It's like the Larry Fitzgerald thing, which is I'm very
Yeah,
proud of that. If
yeah.
last year that's my Larry Fitzgerald stat. And of course, we're going to keep it that way, Niner
Knock on
Nation.
that wood.
But yes, exactly. Of course, because I'm very paranoid about it. I don't want to get too cocky ever. I always stay kind of sound to my roots, I guess. So of course, I'm at the jugs. I'm still getting my catches in. No drops in camp. Of course, you got to keep it that way. Um, yeah, Brent, help me. Where was I going, guys?
No,
I
just
was catching footballs and
yeah.
You're just playing
But
ball.
yeah,
yeah,
now you answered it, man.
just playing
Yeah.
ball. Final answer.
I want to go back to Coach Albin just a little bit. You've been here for three of four coaches in this program's young history so far. But what stands out about Coach Albin? You've answered this a little bit, but just would you expand on what's different about him compared to some of the coaches you've been coached under?
Um,
And it's early,
I
so
don't know, coach. Yeah, everyone's got a different thing, but I've noticed he doesn't. It's he brings them up. Not like of course bashing, but like he always does it in a respectful way. He's like these old coaches wanted to like he's been in contact with the past coaches here. He's brought up in meetings and he's reached out and like, hey, what are ways like I can like what are ways that I can fix it from my perspective? Like what's something you could teach me basically? So I thought that was I'm like wow he went out of his way to go out to different coaches that kind of failed here respectfully and figure out what went wrong so he can not make those same mistakes as a man that's kind of like a pride thing, kind of like going up to those guys. I respect those old coaches for helping out. Like, of course, Biff and Healy, I'm sure they want to see this place succeed. I'm sure they're not like voodoo dolling, like, oh, I wish Charlotte. So they want to see this
Great.
place grow because it's a great place. We deserve to win. It's a great city. There's just we need a sports team that can consistently win. And if Charlotte football, basketball, hockey, cheerleading, any sport. I'm sorry if I missed you, Charlotte sports. If we can have a great winning culture here, we'll have more, I guess, more merchandise and Dick's Sporting Goods. You know, North Carolina and Duke. I love seeing North Carolina and Duke, but we need to get some more Niner merch out there. Like in Dick's Sporting Goods, there was way too much App State stuff in the Dick's Sporting Goods a few weeks ago, and we're in Charlotte. I was like, ugh. But
yeah.
like, I want to see this place grow. I want to be a big. Okay, that's Charlotte. Nobody's like, oh, who's that? Who's that C school? That green? Oh, Charlotte. Where's Charlotte? I want people to know about this place. So, and that's why I respect Alvin for reaching out to those guys and wanting to fix this place. That's the difference, in my opinion.
Definitely. Yeah, I hate even going through our airport and it's like that. Like Hannah and I are both alums. Get off a plane at Charlotte Douglas Airport and all I see is yeah,
Yeah.
just teams from
No
I
Charlotte or
agree.
whatever.
That baby blue, I'm sick of. Or I guess we had to play them too, of course. But the baby blue, I'm sure everyone that's not a fan of North Carolina knows what I'm talking about. That ugh, when you drive by it, with the flag outside. So I want to see some more pickaxes in the windows. I guess driving around, but we'll take it one day at a time.
Definitely. And one more question about some of the differences in Albin. I'm going to ask you because you're smack in the middle of it right now. How do the training camps compare? Obviously, everyone's got different methodologies on practice time versus recovery time, film, and whatnot.
I want to say I'm very thankful I got through it again. I'm definitely paranoid of getting through camp. I'm like, oh, I finally get the year. I'm right next to football. It just takes one bad step or something to be taken away. So I'm so thankful for being able to get through it because camp's bad. It doesn't matter who the coach is. It's just football. In my opinion, I love it. It's just football all day and seeing how much your body can take it. Which of course there's like a point where people can't take it, but I love it because you got NFL Network on all the time. It's just that football buzz. So I love it. I think the difference this year, there's not a lot of injuries this year. I think we'll have a lot of starters available this year. We were on the grass start for about a week, which I think was very smart and I'm very thankful for that because on the knees and the legs, I felt a difference. I would say this: if I become a billionaire, that's a big if. I want a parking garage for football players right next to the facility because it's tough to see all my big linemen walking around catching cramps. And I'm like, oh no.
Oh.
I want a grass playing surface. You remember Bank of America Stadium used to be a grass playing field.
Yep.
They went to turf. I can't get over it. I'm a grass guy, so those are the two things that I got to become a millionaire first, but if I'm a donor one day, those are the two things I want to see happen. Just just grass, and a nice parking garage for all the players and coaching staff. Nobody else, no parking tickets, no loops. It's a perfect world.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I've gotten a few parking tickets there covering events. What is it?
Tell me about Ooh, tell me about it.
All right, man. So I know you talked about getting to that point. You're 11 days out now. So last season, you got games in two NFL stadiums this year, starts at B of A. Got your first game against App State, the Tar Heels, Bill Belichick on the schedule. You go to Georgia this year. Has it hit you yet that like this is the last ride?
No, no.
Yeah.
That's why I keep I'm like, I'm like, come on, wake up. It doesn't. It feels definitely weird because I thought last year for sure everything I did was like this is the last. Like it was taking pictures and stuff. I'm like, this is my last time in the plane. So I take a picture. And now I'm happy I did that now. It was my second to last time doing it. I know I'll do it again this year. I've been through it. I know I was a whatever year. I don't even know what I was senior at that point last year. But I was like, this is I wish it happened my freshman or sophomore year. I wish this is how it actually played out. It's not how it played out. But I'm thankful I get to do it because I have a lot of friends from Pembroke, from the old Charlotte days, that would kill to be in my spot. And I know right now, I keep saying if they're listening, what's up, guys? But when you guys are listening, I'm doing it for you guys. I'm like, if we get a bowl game, when we get a bowl game, it was for the Cal Camps, the Victor Tuckers, Grant Dubose, the Marcus Robitaille, the Jalen Jones, the Shad Birds. I hope when we get it, they know they did it too. In a way, it's kind of like me staying. Those are the reasons I'm staying. Like Bank of America, playing in a lot of NFC South stadiums, I guess. With Tampa Bay. I got a bunch of bucket stuff things, and I kind of, in a way, it sounds weird. I'm bringing them along too. Like everyone's like, dude, that's awesome. You're in Bank of America. I know, dude. Dude, Steve Smith's right there. Dude, that was his walk. I'll have a little freak out session behind closed doors with my friends and stuff. But it's just I'm very blessed to have these opportunities, and that's why I took this year, and that's why I'm milking it as long as I can.
Absolutely, man. And kind of to recap, at least to this point, do you have a favorite moment that stands out in your Charlotte career? Whether it be a game, a practice, or just anything?
Sadly, it is UAB because it was kind of on sad terms. There was a little sour taste at the end because we know why, but it was still an awesome day. I remember, I love the interviews with you. You guys probably saw me and my family out after the game. I talked with you guys. I still have my stuff on. I'll talk with the 40 people outside. You're like, oh my goodness, how deep is Sean Brown today? So I love it when you guys say hello, and my mom's like, "100 P." I'm like, yeah, mom. So it's I love those experiences with my family, and I'm just super grateful for it. And I'm excited to do it again this year. And my brother, after Biff was let go, I remember I was kind of F it mode. So I brought my little brother along with me, and there was like a donor kind of got Sawyer, my little brother, down to the stadium, and we would go into the locker room. So that's why like Adam Hopkins and Sawyer are like best friends now. If you guys know Adam Hopkins, number 14, but
Yep.
like they'll always text and stuff and talk about video games. Like it's awesome to see. Like he'll be in the locker room. Like the equipment guys were like, "Is this your little brother?" Like I'm like, "My bad, guy. I'll be there till like late." So the equipment guys were there late. So I'm like, "Guys, if you want me to hustle, I'll pick it up." And they're like, "No, take your time." They would sit down chatting up with me and my little brother after. I know I'd talk with my parents, and I'd head down, take my time heading out, and then we would, finish the day off. Where do we eat after game? Monterey. We would go to Monterey.
The best.
I've said that now because now we're going to be a lot of Niners fans in there, but
Yeah.
it's all. But we go there after the games, and then that's like the perfect Saturday, and then it's the best feeling when you get to sleep and then wake up to 1:00 Sunday Panthers football. There's no better feeling, so that's why I just have an infectious feeling towards football.
Amen to that. As a Panthers fan, I understand. You get so excited for the season and then you're still a fan, even when it goes wrong,
Yeah, I'm just that little taste of 2015 that you're like that 5%. It might happen.
Yeah,
And then it happens. Like we'll do it again next year. Sorry.
I get that to my core. But Sean, I want to ask for the viewers, who is Sean Brown off the field and what are your goals after this season wraps up?
You guys probably gotten a good representation of me. If you guys give me the opportunity, I'll talk your head off. I try being positive. Like if I see wearing like a Panthers jersey, I'll be like, "Dude, Luke Kuechly, nice." Like I have no idea who you are. I'll go out of my way to do that. Love football. I love Charlotte, even though they pain me. This city hurts me. I love this city. There's no person, but I love this city. I love I'm from Waxhaw, North Carolina. I love being from here, so I love going down and checking in with my parents. I have a golden retriever named Sunday. It had to be an S name. A little fun fact: everyone in my family has an SMB initial. Sean Matthew Brown. Dad's Shannon. I know it's right, Shannon. It's a male. Stephanie Madeline Brown, Sarah Madeline Brown. So you guys get it. So we got a dog named Sunday Morning Brown. So I love Sunday.
Nice.
We walk him every 4 games, and I love that dog. Fun fact so last year I got into a car wreck going into I guess fall camp for Biff Poggi's fall camp last year. The tennis courts when you take a left going towards the football stadium.
Yeah.
The silver bus, and you can't see anyone coming. Like you're like, is anyone? This bus is blocking me.
Yeah.
Yep. So it went dang, got clipped. So cars totaled. An unnamed Charlotte female employee who I'm in a relationship with has thankfully given me rides every day, and she's been very supportive of me. So she's been I'm very thankful for her. She has 2 little you guys seen Charlotte, the cat we have, and then Sunday's at home, my home, so we have like a little air freshener on our car. So it's funny if you see like loud rat plane and then like 2 cute little animals. That's our car. So we pull together. I'll drop her off to class, and thankfully I'm an online student as like a 7th year senior, and she'll drop me off for camp every morning. So I'm super thankful for this unnamed employee. But it's almost 2 years. Fun fact: our anniversary was Biff's firing. So
You'll never forget it.
Busters, we're ready to go. I did not get a drink in, but we're all above the age of 21, so we're about to have fun playing, or like the little skee ball. Remember, we got a text from Richmond Hill, like there's a team meeting. I'm like, oh no, this can't be.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
My anniversary.
Yeah, so she was also there. She was in the hallway while that was happening when we had our last little goodbye to Biff. So that's what. But it's kind of cool though, because all these memories I have with Charlotte, I have with her. So it's really cool. And her father is an alumni here, so it's cool. He's living like his dream world. Sorry if he's listening. He's probably listening too, but he loves.
I want to ask too, I know I saw that you wrote on your helmet, the Bible verse, Genesis 50:20. What does
Mhm.
your faith mean to you, especially through the course of your football season and just the impact it's had on your career?
You got to have it. That's what I've learned for sure the most. You got to have faith. I'm super thankful with the people that were put into my life. I know the man upstairs had a plan for who I met and how I'd meet him, and they've helped me out a lot and kind of strengthened my faith, and that meant a lot for me, especially with kind of football. Like it correlates a lot with life, and at the time you're like, how does that correlate? And then as the old 24-year-old still playing college football, you you gotta have faith. That's all I have for that.
Definitely, man. We asked you a couple of like pretty, I guess, detailed, deep questions, so I'm just gonna ask you an easy one. You threw up the shrug in the Gardner-Webb
No, yeah.
game. What went into that?
I'd be surprised if you'd hear this, but I've had a JV lacrosse coach, Britton Short. It's weird because he transferred to Weddington. I thought he should have been Marvin Ridge lacrosse coach. He transferred to Weddington, coached the Shipleys. They won a bunch of state championships.
Dang.
But he loved my celebrations, man. Like he would always do it, and his favorite was the shrug. So I remember when he saw the post, like he's coaching at Auburn now for like their lacrosse team out of like their I forget what it's called, but it's super cool because he's an alumni of Auburn, so it's awesome to see him chase his dreams. But he always freaks out when he sees that post. He's like, "You think strong? That's awesome!" So there's a clip somewhere of me. I remember it's called a worm burner. My lacrosse players know it's a kind of underhand shot. Hit it, and I kind of did that walking away, kind of like a cocky little jerk. But Coach Short definitely kind of inspired me to do that. I guess it was just a moment. I was like, I don't know, I caught it. It's like, hey, it's kind of
Definitely,
heat of the
man.
moment. Short loved that.
Oh yeah. And one more for you, man. Last season you rocked like the hoodie under the jersey most games. Is that a Sean Brown staple? Will we see that again this year?
Hey, yes, I was talking to my friends about it, and they say you got to keep it going. And yeah, I agree. I got to keep that going. It used to be the sleeves, but Coach JB, he was like, dude, you'd look so much better without sleeves, dude. Trust me, trust me. And I finally did. And he's like, you look like a big Mike Evans receiver. Like he loves the physical. He definitely shout out Coach JB. I love JB. He definitely kind of inspired me to be those guys that I watch. He's like, you want to be him? This is how you do it. You listen to me. And I put again, it's all just putting faith into coaches, faith into your faith, of course, whatever you believe in. And which of course, after you do that, after a while, there might be some people that you can't trust with after a while, but there's people in your life that you take a risk, all right, let's try it. And it works out. If that makes any sense to the listeners, but yeah.
Definitely, man. Quick story real fast and then we'll wrap this. So I know you started playing in 22 and I knew your name on the roster, but I first saw and practiced in 2023. I thought my favorite thing about your game was how much you leaned on the DBs and you could create separation with your body type, 6'4", 200. You could make space. And you talk about that. Your favorite catches are the ones where they're contested. That's how you make your money. And I think that is how you will make your money, man. Love your game. Looking forward to this upcoming season, and we appreciate your time, man. It was great having you on the pod.
It's awesome. I appreciate you. This is another like bucket list thing I get to do. Hopefully, Mom, if you're listening, hopefully this is awesome. I can't wait to. Hopefully, I get some interviews. I do good enough to get interviewed by you guys again. I'll chop it up with you guys, and hopefully after we get some wins, I get my parents out there, and of course we can. You guys are always welcome to come chat it up with us, of course. So thank you guys for just being some great 49er faithfuls, I guess.
Yes, sir. Absolutely, man. Well, appreciate y'all tuning into the Highway 49 podcast. I'll be back soon.
Go Niners.